They said it could never happen again until tonight. The entire entertainment world froze when cameras caught what appeared to be Remy Ma acting completely out of control live on national television. No filters, no cuts, no excuses, just raw, chaotic footage that has now ignited the biggest firestorm of her entire career. Fans are calling it the most shocking live meltdown since Whitney's last interview. And insiders claim the truth behind the clip is darker than anyone can imagine. The footage now spreading across X, TikTok and Reddit like wildfire shows Remy slurring her words, fumbling her speech and lashing out at crew members during a primetime broadcast. At first, people thought it was nerves. But then, something changed. Her eyes, her tone, her movements, it was like she wasn't even there. And just seconds before the cameras cut to black, viewers swear they saw a producer run on stage and whisper something that made Remy snap. Within minutes, the live stream vanished, but not before thousands screen recorded everything. Police moved in fast. TMZ's sources confirm she was taken into custody minutes later. And now an alleged leak from inside the station claims controlled substances were found backstage. The footage was never supposed to go public, but someone inside the production team dropped it. And now the entire internet is demanding answers. Did Remy Ma just destroy her career in front of millions? Or was she set up on live TV by someone who wanted her gone for good? This changes everything. It all began on what was supposed to be a routine night of television. Remy Ma had been booked for a high-profile live performance and interview. Nothing out of the ordinary for a rap legend like her. Cameras were rolling, the lights were blazing, and millions of fans tuned in to see their queen dominate yet another primetime slot. But within minutes, something felt off. Producers later revealed that Remy had arrived over an hour late, storming past security with sunglasses on, barely acknowledging anyone. Witnesses described her energy as erratic, saying she laughed one moment and cursed out staff the next. A stylist on set leaked a text that said she's sweating through her makeup, pacing like she's hearing voices. Something's not right. Still, the show went on. As the countdown hit 0, Remy took the stage, microphone in hand, the crowd cheering her name. For the first 30 seconds, everything looked perfect. She flashed that signature smirk, spit her first few bars flawlessly, and the audience went wild. But then her voice cracked. Her rhythm faltered. Her body swayed. And when she suddenly froze midline, staring blankly into the camera, the crowd fell silent. The host, visibly confused, tried to cue her. But Remy just stood there, blinking, her mouth slightly open. Seconds later, she stumbled forward and muttered something that mics barely caught. "They're watching me. They won't let me leave." Gasps echoed across the studio. Producers began waving frantically off stage, trying to cut to commercial, but Remy wasn't done. She ripped off her earpiece, shouted, "Don't touch me," and swung her microphone across the floor with a metallic crash that rang through every living room in America. The feed cut abruptly, but the damage was already done. Hundreds of viewers had recorded the moment live. Within minutes, clips hit social media, racking up millions of views. Then came the real chaos. One anonymous production assistant told a gossip outlet that Remy's dressing room looked like a war zone. Tables overturned, mirrors cracked, clothes scattered everywhere. But what made police move wasn't the mess, it was what they reportedly found inside. A small black pouch, a rolled bill, and traces of a white powdery substance on a compact mirror. When NYPD arrived, Remy allegedly refused to cooperate, shouting that she was being framed. "You think I don't know who sent you?" she screamed, according to an insider's leaked recording. "They've been trying to bury me since I got out." The clip's authenticity is still being debated. Fans swear the voice in the audio matches hers exactly. Meanwhile, Twitter exploded. Hashtags like #FreeRemy and #RemyGoneWild trended worldwide in under 10 minutes. One fan posted a slowed-down version of the broadcast, claiming they spotted a handoff between Remy and a background dancer seconds before the meltdown. Another swore they saw a man in a hoodie slip backstage right before she snapped. Theories ran rampant. Was this a setup? A breakdown? Or had the pressure of fame finally broken one of hip-hop's fiercest women? Then, out of nowhere, Papoose entered the conversation. Her husband, usually silent during her controversies, posted a cryptic message to his Instagram story just hours after her arrest. "Don't believe everything you see. Some people have been plotting on her downfall for years." That single sentence lit the internet on fire. Fans began speculating about industry beef, betrayal inside her own circle, and even revenge from former collaborators. An anonymous music insider claimed that Remy had been feuding privately with a major label executive who once promised to relaunch her career but cut ties after she refused to play by their rules. According to that source, the executive was in the audience that night. Screenshots of leaked group chats between makeup artists and production staff added more fuel. One message read, "She wasn't herself tonight. She kept whispering about cameras being hidden in the ceiling. I thought she was joking until she flipped out." Another claimed a producer had been instructed to keep rolling no matter what happens. That's when fans started connecting dots. Why would anyone insist on filming through a live meltdown lest they wanted the footage to leak? And leak it did. Around midnight, an anonymous Reddit account uploaded what they claimed was uncut studio footage, showing the full 8-minute breakdown that was censored from live TV. In it, Remy can be seen pacing, mumbling to herself, clutching her head, and shouting, "You set me up," at someone off camera. The clip was instantly removed, but not before it spread across Telegram and Twitter in pirated form. By dawn, TMZ had obtained official police documents confirming her arrest for disorderly conduct and possession of a controlled substance. The mugshot, cold, tired, and defiant, hit the front page of every entertainment site in the country. But what shocked fans most wasn't the arrest itself, which was her expression. Remy wasn't crying. She wasn't ashamed. She was smirking as if she knew something no one else did. That image alone turned the scandal from tragedy to mystery. Conspiracy channels began dropping evidence breakdown videos, claiming she'd been targeted by the industry elite. Others pointed fingers at rival artists, suggesting someone close to her might have tipped off police to ensure her downfall. But the most chilling revelation came from inside the station itself. An intern, speaking under anonymity, said that just before the show, Remy had been seen arguing violently with an unknown man in a black suit near her dressing room. Security footage of that hallway mysteriously disappeared within hours of the incident. When staff asked where the files went, they were told by upper management, "Don't ask questions. It's handled." That phrase, "it's handled," spread like wildfire. Fans demanded answers. Influencers dissected every frame of the surviving footage. Some believed Remy had spiraled due to pressure and exhaustion, while others were convinced she'd uncovered something dangerous and was silenced before she could speak. Then, as chaos reached its peak, a private message allegedly sent from one of Remy's backup dancers leaked on social media. The message read, "We all knew something was wrong. They told us to keep quiet and act normal." She wasn't high. She was scared. Those 10 words flipped the entire narrative overnight. Was this really a drug scandal or a setup gone horribly wrong? Theories became madness. Papoose reportedly rushed to the precinct demanding answers. But insiders claim he was turned away after causing a scene in the lobby. One witness said he shouted, "You think I don't know who paid you off?" before being escorted out by security. His outburst went viral within minutes, further igniting speculation that someone powerful was pulling strings behind the scenes by that evening. Networks had scrubbed all traces of the broadcast from their official archives. Statements from the station called the incident an unexpected medical emergency, but fans weren't buying it, especially after one brave editor admitted anonymously that corporate ordered them to cut all segments showing the confrontation backstage. Still, despite every attempt to bury the truth, screenshots, clips, and leaked audio continued to surface. The full, uncut footage, grainy, but allegedly showed Remy being dragged by two officers, screaming, "Check the cameras. Check the cameras," before the video abruptly ends, and just when the world thought the story couldn't get any darker. A voice message surfaced on Instagram from an account claiming to be one of the stage technicians that night. The voice, shaky, terrified, said, "I can't stay silent. What happened on that set wasn't what they're telling you. Someone planted that bag. Someone wanted her gone. Bag. Someone wanted her gone." The message disappeared hours later, the account deleted. But by then, it was too late. The damage was irreversible. The world had seen too much. And as morning broke over New York City, Remy Ma's mugshot stared back from every screen across the country. Her smirk now a symbol of something far deeper than scandal. Something sinister, because behind that smirk, she knew this wasn't the end. It was only the beginning. By the next sunrise, New York felt like it was holding its breath. Every major media outlet was camped outside the precinct, waiting for the first glimpse of Remy Ma being escorted out. The air was electric, chaotic. Reporters shouted her name. Helicopters buzzed overhead, and flashing lights painted the street red and blue. But hours went by, and there was still no sign of her. That's when whispers began to spread. Remy had vanished inside police custody. A viral post from an alleged court clerk sent the internet spiraling. She was supposed to be transferred last night, but the paperwork never went through. Something's off. Fans refused to believe it until a local news helicopter captured a grainy shot of a blacked-out van leaving the precinct at 3:47 a.m. The footage showed an officer blocking the camera as the van sped off into the dark. No one could confirm where it went. Then a leak started again. An audio clip surfaced on Twitter of what sounded like a heated phone call between Remy and someone claiming to be Papoose. Her voice was shaky but defiant. "They trying to say it's mine, Pap. It's not mine. You know that bag wasn't there when I walked in." He responded, "I told you they was watching. Rem, you should have never gone on that show." The call ended abruptly with what sounded like banging on a metal door end, then silence. The clip went viral in seconds. Fans flooded comment sections demanding justice, while others accused the couple of staging the entire thing for publicity. But the tension deepened when another piece of evidence hit Reddit. A still image from inside the studio, showing a blurred figure in a gray hoodie slipping out a side door moments after the meltdown. The file name: backstage_cam 4_unauthorized.mov. Before the post could be verified, it was deleted. But screenshots kept it alive, and amateur detectives dissected every pixel, zooming in on the mysterious figure's wristwatch, diamond-encrusted model linked to a well-known rapper who'd publicly feuded with Remy just months prior, and that's when the industry turned on. Itself, celebrities began weighing in. Cardi B tweeted then deleted, "Don't play with Rem. They know what they did." 50 Cent chimed in hours later, posting a photo of himself smirking with the caption, "Shoulda known better than to trust the suits." They always record, and his post exploded, pulling millions into the conspiracy that Remy had been set up as part of a larger media smear campaign. Meanwhile, inside the label offices, panic spread like wildfire. A leaked internal memo warned executives to prepare for possible backlash and reevaluate pending partnerships with artist affiliates. Translation: everyone connected to Remy was suddenly radioactive. Her team tried damage control, but nothing could stop the momentum. Talk shows dedicated entire segments to the Remy Ma incident, with experts analyzing her body language frame by frame. Psychologists claimed it was a manic episode. Industry insiders whispered it was substance-related. But one theory dominated all others, that the meltdown was triggered by betrayal from someone inside her own camp. 2 days later, an anonymous source who claimed to be a former assistant went live on TikTok, sobbing as she recounted what she saw that night. She was scared, the woman said. She kept saying they switched her bag. She begged us not to leave her alone. I didn't know what to do. Her tearful confession gained over 12 million views in under an hour before her account mysteriously vanished. Then came the twist no one saw coming. Leaked surveillance stills from the TV studio's private hallway showed Remy arguing with a woman in a red coat minutes before the show began. Fans zoomed in and were convinced the woman was a well-known PR manager who'd recently quit Remy's team after a financial disagreement, according to gossip forums. The two hadn't spoken in weeks. But now this same woman was spotted at the studio. The narrative shifted instantly. Comments flooded in. She set her up, they planted it. This is bigger than we think. And right when the world was demanding answers, Remy's official Instagram suddenly reactivated after days of silence. One eerie story appeared, a black screen with white text that read, "The footage they don't want you to see drops soon." The internet lost its mind. Some thought it was her team trying to control the narrative. Others believed she had somehow gotten a phone inside detention. Either way, it confirmed one thing: Remy wasn't done fighting within hours. A 12-second video clip appeared on an anonymous account claiming to be connected to her inner circle. The grainy footage showed a man's voice whispering, "Make sure it's recording," followed by Remy yelling off screen, "Stop putting stuff in my drink." It ended abruptly with a loud crash. The clip was flagged and removed, but mirrors popped up across social media, each one fueling new chaos. Entertainment blogs called it the biggest industry cover-up of the decade. Conspiracy theorists pointed out that the same network airing her live performance had ties to a production company that previously blacklisted several outspoken female rappers. One investigative channel even claimed to have evidence that executives had been discussing damage limitation strategies before the meltdown aired. The deeper fans dug, the stranger things got. Someone leaked an internal email from the station's head of security instructing staff to ensure all footage involving Remy Ma is contained and inaccessible to public inquiry. That line alone sent Reddit into flames. Why hide footage unless there was something to hide? Meanwhile, outside the precinct, protesters gathered holding signs that read #Justice for Remy and exposed the setup. Reporters described the scene as pure chaos, fans chanting her lyrics, others live streaming from their phones, demanding the truth. Papoose arrived briefly but refused to speak, his face cold and unreadable. Cameras caught him leaving in silence, his fists clenched. Then, as if scripted by fate, the unthinkable happened. A hacker group known for leaking celebrity scandals posted a message on X, "We have the full studio footage," dropping in 24 hours. The internet went nuclear. Thousands of accounts began counting down to what was being called the drop. News outlets scrambled to confirm if it was legitimate. Fans braced themselves for what could either clear Remy's name or destroy her forever. But before the countdown could finish, the group's account vanished. Deleted, every trace wiped. Their website went offline, replaced with a single message that read, "Access denied by federal order." When everyone realized something far bigger was unfolding, new leaks began surfacing in dark corners of Telegram, grainy stills showing what looked like network executives in an emergency meeting, holding documents stamped "Confidential Remy Incident." Others claimed to have copies of emails suggesting certain footage had been sold to a private buyer for millions. One document allegedly listed the buyer's name, an entertainment rival with a long-standing grudge against Remy dating back nearly a decade by now. The scandal had transcended gossip. It was no longer about Remy Ma's alleged drug use. It was about who had orchestrated the perfect storm to end her career. And as the internet obsessed over theories, one final bone-chilling development dropped. A private voicemail allegedly left by Remy herself surfaced on an anonymous YouTube channel. Her voice trembled as she said, "If anything happens to me, tell Pap to check the cameras. They switched everything before I went on stage. I told them I wasn't going to play their game. I told them I'd speak up. And now, look." The recording ended with a click. The recording ended with a click. That was all the internet needed. Fans began tagging government accounts demanding an official investigation. Petitions hit 1 million signatures in 2 hours. Entertainment insiders went into hiding, deleting old posts and locking their pages, and then, without warning, Remy Ma's mugshot disappeared from the NYPD database. Her legal record was suddenly under review. Reporters who had covered her story began receiving cease and desist letters. The silence was deafening. Had she been released? Was she still in custody? No one could say. But one thing was certain, the footage was out there somewhere. And whoever held it had the power to rewrite everything the public thought they knew. Because if that footage ever saw the light of day, it wouldn't just expose what happened to Remy Ma. It would expose who made it happen. And somewhere out there, someone was already preparing to hit upload. The world was glued to their screens. Midnight approached, and tension wrapped around the internet like static electricity. Every gossip account, news outlet, and fan page was refreshing their feeds, waiting, praying for the footage to drop. The rumor was that the original hacker group had been silenced. But a new anonymous account claiming to be an insider from the network had appeared. Their bio read simply, "Truth can't be erased," at 12:03 a.m. A single link appeared on X. It led to a dimly lit video player titled Unedited. The Remy Ma broadcast restricted. Within seconds, over 500,000 people clicked. What they saw made the world stop. The footage opened backstage, seconds before the live broadcast. Remy sat in a chair, her eyes locked on the mirror, her expression blank. A makeup artist adjusted her hair while a producer whispered in her ear, "You ready to play nice tonight?" Remy smirked and said, "I always play nice." Until someone stops pretending. The camera angle shifted, hidden surveillance style. The audio was muffled but clear enough to catch tension in every word. A man in a black suit entered the room and handed her a bottle of water. She took one sip, grimaced, and spat it out. "What the hell is this?" she asked. The man didn't answer. He just nodded to someone off camera and walked out. Moments later, Remy began pacing, rubbing her temples, mumbling to herself. "They think I don't know. They think I forgot what they did to Pun." Her breathing quickened. The footage jumped forward now. She was on stage. The lights hit, the music started, and for a moment she was flawless. Then the same man appeared in the front row, staring up at her with a cold smile. That's when everything went wrong. The meltdown unfolded exactly as viewers had seen live. But now, with this footage, the build-up made sense. Her panic wasn't random, it was targeted. When she shouted, "They won't let me leave," her eyes weren't vacant. They were locked on that man. She wasn't hallucinating. She was warning. As the video continued, the camera followed chaos backstage. Security tried to restrain her as she screamed, "Check my bag. Check the cameras." Someone yelled, "Cut the feed." Another voice, feminine, sharp, snapped, "No, keep rolling. We need proof." Then came the part that no one had ever seen before. The camera caught a hand wearing diamond-studded nails slipping the black pouch into Remy's open purse while she was being distracted. The same pouch police later used as evidence. The same pouch that allegedly contained traces of powder. The internet detonated. Comment sections exploded with disbelief, horror, and fury. They framed her, flooded every timeline. Even verified celebrities began posting black screens with the words, "We see you." Within an hour, the network responsible for airing the show went into lockdown. Every video linked to the broadcast vanished. Legal teams scrambled to issue takedowns, but it was already too late. The footage had been downloaded millions of times, mirrored on every major platform, and even uploaded to blockchain storage. Then came the unthinkable. Remy Ma herself reappeared at 2:11 a.m. A live stream notification popped up from an unverified but authenticated account titled Remy Official. Her face filled the screen. No makeup, no filter, eyes swollen but blazing with fury. "You thought I was gone," she said softly, her voice steady despite the chaos. "They tried to bury me. They lied to y'all. They put something in my drink, switched my bag, and told me to smile for the cameras. And when I didn't, when I fought back, they called me crazy." She paused, breathing heavily. "But now you've seen it for yourself. The footage they tried to erase, the man who gave me that bottle, the woman who planted the pouch. They wanted me silent because I found out what they've been doing behind the scenes. Artists disappearing, careers destroyed, deals signed under pressure. You think this is just about me? Nah. This is about everyone they used before me and everyone they'll use after me." The stream glitched mid-sentence, pixelating her face, then cutting to black. But before it died completely, one final sentence broke through the static. "If I disappear again, you already know who did it." It was enough to send the entire entertainment world into freefall. Papoose resurfaced hours later, standing on courthouse steps surrounded by reporters. "You saw the video?" he said calmly. "Y'all saw the truth. They lied. My wife is innocent. And now we're coming for every single person who tried to destroy her." Cameras flashed as he held up his phone, playing the clip of the red-coated PR manager sneaking backstage. "We got names. We got receipts. And soon we'll have justice." Within 24 hours, 3 executives from the network resigned. Another insider leaked an internal memo admitting unauthorized tampering had occurred on the night of the live show. The scandal now had layers: criminal, corporate, and personal. But the real shock came when that same PR manager, the woman in the red coat, went missing. Her last post on Instagram was a cryptic photo of city lights with the caption, "Sometimes silence is the only option." Her account disappeared minutes later. The internet turned that into a movement. Hashtag Remy was right trended globally for 72 hours straight. Fans camped outside police stations, reporters ambushed executives, and anonymous whistleblowers came forward daily with new information. Some said Remy was being hidden under protective custody. Others claimed she was preparing a full-length documentary exposing the industry's darkest secrets. Then, another leak dropped a private email thread between executives at the station. One line from the CEO stood out: "Contain the narrative or the whole system falls apart." Contain the narrative. That phrase became a war cry online. Influencers wore shirts with the words printed in bold. Podcasts devoted entire seasons to dissecting the conspiracy. Former industry insiders began speaking publicly, revealing similar accidents and mental health incidents that destroyed promising artists overnight. And just when it seemed like the chaos couldn't grow any bigger, an unmarked video file began circulating through encrypted chats. Its title, Remy_final_statement.mp4. Double quotes in the video. Sat alone in a dim room, staring straight into the camera. "They think leaking that footage was the end," she said quietly. "But that was just the beginning. You've seen the setup. You've seen how far they'll go. But there's something they don't realize." She leaned closer, her voice dropping to a whisper. "I'm still here." To a whisper. "I'm still here." Then she smiled, the same defiant smirk from her mugshot tanned. The video cut to black. The clip went viral instantly. Fans treated it like prophecy. Was she planning revenge? A comeback? Or something even bigger? No one knew. But everyone could feel Remy Ma wasn't just surviving this scandal. She was owning it. Over the next few days, high-profile rappers, producers, and actors began publicly siding with her. They tried to break her, one tweet read, but she broke the system instead. Petitions to investigate the network reached over 2 million signatures, forcing federal authorities to announce an official inquiry, and that's when the biggest twist of all hit. Investigators confirmed that evidence from the night of the show, including the infamous black pouch, had been tampered with before it was logged. Surveillance, timestamps were altered, fingerprints wiped, and certain video feeds corrupted beyond repair. In other words, Remy Ma had been right the entire time. The announcement sent shockwaves through every corner of social media. Crowds outside the courthouse erupted. Fans wept openly, chanting her name. Overnight, the woman once branded as unstable became a symbol of resistance, a survivor. who refused to bow to the system that tried to erase her as dawn broke. Remy's name filled the skyline in digital billboards across Times Square. Justice for Remy. And somewhere behind the scenes, those who plotted her downfall were panicking because now the world wasn't just watching, they were waiting for the next leak, waiting for the next confession, waiting for Remy Ma to return not as a scandal, but as a revolution. And as her final message echoed across social media, you can't cancel the truth. The world realized something chilling. The footage wasn't the end of her story, it was the beginning of everyone else's downfall. And now, listen closely, because what happens next could change everything you thought you knew about celebrity culture. The Remy Ma saga isn't just another headline, it's a live, unfolding disaster that's shaking the entire entertainment world to its core. This isn't just about fame or downfall or one bad decision caught on camera. This is about what happens when the mask slips, when the lights are too bright, the pressure too real, and the truth too ugly to hide. Right now, social media is in flames. Every minute, new clips are leaking, new angles, new reactions, new secrets from people who swore they'd never speak. Fans are dissecting every second of that footage, arguing over what's real and what's staged. But the one thing everyone agrees on, we've never seen Remy like this before. And if the rumors about what the police found at the scene are true, then this story is far from over. So here's the deal. Don't just watch this unfold. Be part of it. Hit that like button right now. Drop your thoughts in the comments. And subscribe with all notifications on, because the next drop could come any second. And trust me, you do not want to find out after everyone else. This channel has the exclusives, the leaks, and the raw, unfiltered truth they'll try to delete before it spreads. Stay locked in, because Remy's biggest secret hasn't even hit the surface yet.